All right, let's talk about how many people you can expect to buy your course. What is a reasonable conversion rate that you can expect? What is too much? What is too little? How do you know when you launch your course if you did well with your marketing? And how do you know if you're falling behind? We're gonna get into all of that in this video. It is day 45 of Crush It on Kajabi in 90 days. We are halfway through. Do you realize what this means? It means that for the last 45 straight days, we've been hanging out, and we got 45 more days to go of Crush It on Kajabi. We're doing 90 straight days of videos all about your online business and how to start it, build it, and grow it on what I think is the best online business platform there is, which is Kajabi. If you're thinking about joining Kajabi, you can use my link below, lanesebring.com/Kajabi. With that, you get 30 free days, a 30-day free trial. I'm also gonna give you my $25,000 course launch email template. These are the exact emails and the exact email strategy that I used to launch my first course, which made over $25,000 in its first 3 launches. I'm gonna put that in your hands for free. And also, you're gonna get a 45-minute Zoom call with me, one-on-one, where we can talk about your business, we can talk about Kajabi, talk about how to get the best possible start on that platform, and I'll make sure that you're set up and ready to go. All of that is a way to say thank you for using my link, which is an affiliate link. So when you use it, I do get a small commission, so I appreciate it very much. So if you're gonna jump onto Kajabi and you appreciate what we're doing on this channel, then you might as well use my link to do it. All right, so let's talk about conversion rates. When you get into online business and you're relatively new to it, there is a massively disappointing realization that you come to. And that is, you are not going to convert anywhere near the amount of people that you think you're going to. And it's disappointing because you think, man, I've got 1,000 people on my email list, or I've got 1,500 people on my email list, or I've got 10,000. I've got 10,000 people on my list. If even half buy, that's 5,000 people at $100 a piece. I'm gonna make $500,000. I'm gonna be rich. It's like winning the lottery, and all I gotta do is launch a course. Let me tell you something, that's not how it works. Unfortunately, the vast majority of people that are on your list are never going to buy anything from you. And most people in my position won't tell you that because they're selling you this pipe dream that it's easy. They tell you just put together a great course, great landing pages, great funnels, and you are going to be sailing off into the sunset. You're gonna be able to lay on the beach and do nothing but sip Mai Tais and soak up the sun and let that money roll in like it's 1999. whatever that means. It's not true. So now that I've thoroughly crushed your dreams and disappointed you, I do want to tell you what you can expect and why everything's going to be okay. You're gonna reach your goals, but I want you to have realistic expectations. So here's the reality. You can expect for 0.5% to 1% of people to buy your course during any given launch. 0.5% to 1%. If you're really amazing, you're gonna be hitting that 1% mark, 1.5%. If you're pretty good, you're like average, you're gonna be at that 0.5%. And if you're below 0.5%, there might be some things that we need to work on in your sales process. Maybe the positioning of your course is off. Maybe the audience isn't right for it. Maybe you haven't done the work that you need to do with marketing it. If you're above 1%, man, that's awesome. You're killing it. So let's break these numbers down and see what they actually are. Let's go back to that 10,000 person list that we talked about. So what this means is that if you have a list of 10,000 people, you can expect between 50 and 100 sales. That's 0.5% to 1%. If you have a list of 1,000, you can expect to convert between 5 and 10 sales. So if that's at all deflating or discouraging, let me explain to you my personal experience with this. The very first course I launched was Killer Sermons Academy. The first time I launched it, I had a list of 4,000 people. I converted 25 sales, which ended up being right at $10,000. So for me, having almost no experience in online business, putting together my very first course ever, I was able to turn that work into $10,000. To be honest, I wasn't disappointed. I went on to do 2 more launch cycles of that, which turned that into $25,000 overall, which I consider to be a massive win because it was money that I felt like I was creating out of thin air. And guess what? That course continues to sell as people opt into my list and are put through a welcome sequence and a launch sequence in Evergreen, which we'll talk about later in the series. It continues to sell that way, day after day, week after week, month after month. So just because in a launch you might get between 0.5% and 1%, doesn't mean that that course isn't gonna live on for years and years to come. And as your list grows and as more people opt in, you continue to sell that thing over and over and over and over and over again. And because it's a digital product, you only have to make it once, and you can sell it as many times as you want to, and as many times as there are people to buy it, and you continue to be in business and continue to make money. In my opinion, if you have a list of 1,000 people and you're able to get 5 to 10 sales when you do your first launch, hey, that's a win. Put that money in your pocket and then focus on getting that course into an evergreen funnel, which again, we'll talk about in future videos, and then keep moving forward. An online business is built one step at a time, one course at a time, one piece of content at a time, and eventually you're gonna look back and go, wow, I have a whole suite of products, I've got tons of content, lots of leads coming in, and I am making a living. Don't put too much pressure on your first launch as if it has to just blow you out of the water and make you tens of thousands of dollars. If that doesn't happen, doesn't mean you're a failure, doesn't mean you're not good at this. I want you to know 0.5% to 1% is normal, it's okay, it's great. So just look at it as a building block to a much larger business that you're gonna have down the road. All right, so at this point, you can go ahead and jump on Kajabi using my link below. Go ahead and get that 30-day free trial. Be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of the future videos in this series. And let me know in the comments what questions you have about Kajabi, about online business, or anything you would like me to cover in this series, and I'll be sure to address it in future videos. At this point, if you have more questions about Kajabi, you can click on this playlist right here, where I'll be right inside. I'm in that playlist. So if you click on that playlist, I'll be in there and we'll talk more about Kajabi right there. So click right there and I'll see you in that playlist.